Building a home from scratch is many people's dream, but to get it right, you need to put your project in the hands of the experts. Miguel Reith from VIP Homes talks us through the process. Hello Miguel, thank you very much for coming.
It's a pleasure.
Now, at the moment, there's an awful lot of property on the Costa del Sol market. It's a buyer's market. So what's the advantage of building your own home?
There are many advantages. True is that there are lots of more properties on the market today which are not at the client's taste. They might be or either too expensive, or they're older, or the technical services are not in right, or it has humidities, running costs are too high. And people said, why should I buy a villa or an apartment which is overpriced when for the same price I could maybe build a new home? And that's really the advantage of saying, okay, let's start from scratch and I get it to my quality, how I want it, and well isolated, with no humidities and so on.
And probably for a better price.
And for a way better price, exactly.
Yes, okay. So let's say I decide to build my own house on the Costa del Sol. What's the first step?
First, you have to have an architect, which we have in-house. We have our own architect and the whole technical team. You have to create a project, which we also can do for you. You have to have a plot, which we can also analyze for you. So really, it's have everything in one hat and in one package.
And so you can help out. So if I find a plot, you can help out deciding how much I can build, what I can build, if it's legal, that sort of thing.
That's a very important issue because foreign clients see that there's a plot, I like it, I want to buy it, I buy it. The seller promises me I can do whatever. And at the end, when we start analyzing it, we realize not always that's true. You need to check up the borders, you need to see if there's water, if there's electricity connections that should be there, but it's not already there. That's why we offer the pre-purchase inspection, where we analyze all these issues with our architect, with town hall and so on. What can you really do, and to see if that's all true and that you don't have unexpected costs at the end or even during construction.
Yeah, that's some good advice there. So presuming that you found out through the pre-inspection that the plot is good to build on and so on, the paperwork's in order, what next?
Well, then is when you can really start with creating the project. Our architect can create the project that you have to present to the authorities. The different steps, it's anteproyecto and so on that you have to create. We also create our drawings that can be on 2D, which are the traditional drawings, or we can even make 3D drawings. It really makes the clients understand much better what it is. And then you can start with the construction. But we create the project on one side with our architect, and then we also make the construction.
Okay, so you, with your architect, you can really build what I want.
Yes.
Yes.
Even though if it's legal.
Yes.
If it's legal and you can, the town hall and requirement, if you follow requirements, yes.
Oh yeah, okay, perfect. And you talked about everything being in-house. Can you describe this a little bit further, this concept of being in-house?
Yes, we try to offer an all-inclusive service to our clients. That means that we have our architect in-house, he works for us. Not only the architect, it's all the technical team. We have to have topographic plans, you have to measurements, designers and so on. It's all which is related to the architect's office. We have it in-house. We have interior design also in-house. That means my partner, she makes all the drawings in 3D and controls and helps to visualize much better what the house would look like, not only from the outside, also from the inside and so on, and during construction. And then we have project management, which means that we have everything, that it goes on budget, is on time, construction goes on time, everything is under one hat.
Yes, so you've talked a lot about things being in-house. What are the advantages of having everything under one roof, as it were?
You can contract the construction only or the architecture only, but if you have everything in-house, you have certain advantages. You have a better overview of everything what is happening. You don't have one person. It's also the budget. It's less because if you have everything subcontracted, you have a lot of duplicates because everybody needs to have them and they don't give them away. And of course, this increases the price. Then you also have the typical blame effect. No, I wasn't responsible. He is responsible. No, this is not mine. That's his.
Yeah.
And if you have under one hat, you cannot blame anybody because it always comes back. It's like the boomerang effect.
Yes.
And This all in a package helps the client to understand, because at the end we're going to work for his interest and help him as much as possible. And to have everything under one hat and have this controlled helps the client to reduce the cost and not to have things done that are not required.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that's a huge advantage. We've talked a little bit about budget, things being on budget, but what about things being on time?
That is also what is known as under project management. It has to be on time, it has to be on budget, it has to be with the required quality and with the required materials. This is all predefined at the beginning. When will everything happen? That's why it's important to have everything on time, on budget, so it's closed and finished and predefined from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. So as your client, I know from the very beginning how long this is going to take?
You know how long it's going to take. We agree on a time and it's going to be happening. Of course, unless it heavy rains or you have certain issues that could happen, which is not controlled. But under normal circumstances, yes, we know exactly when it's going to be finished. This can be even for new builds or for refurbs. We have to agree on a time because our clients say, I'm coming in Eastern, it has to be finished on Christmas or in summer.
Yes.
We have to agree on a timeline and we stay to that. We work under deadlines, not under imagination.
Yes.
We stay on a time. It's very important.
Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit more about interior design? Is that just referring to the decoration or is that something more than?
Interior design is understood under decoration, but decoration really comes at the end. Where the interior design or interior technical should be done from the beginning. We should analyze from the beginning, where do you want to have each of the items, where do you want to have the sofa, where do you want to have the kitchen, how should the distribution be. Then at the end you can decorate, but from the beginning you have to think and plan and organize where does everything have to go. And that's a very important issue. Understand from the client how it should go, where it should go, and not leave this for the end. Then it's very difficult because everything is done.
Yes, exactly. So what you're saying is you can help out from the minute I see a plot I would like to buy to the day I walk into my house and turn the key to live in it.
This we call all-inclusive service. That means from the beginning all the way to key turnover. That means from the whole project you have everything under one hat. You have it under one person, one contact person. And we try to have always this communication with the client directly.
That's just what I was going to say, because one of the difficulties I can see that you're building my house for me, but I'm not here. So how do you get around that?
Well, the clients normally are not here, because our clients are North Europeans or foreigners are away. So what we always do, we give them progress reports, weekly, monthly, every 2 weeks, whenever it's necessary. The client receives always information, pictures, and update of what we're doing, how it's progressing, which is the planning. Not only from the nice pictures at the end, we say even through the whole working period, even technical, how we are waterproofing, how we are putting the tubing, how we are building the walls. The client can really see what we promised we are making.
Yeah, so it's almost as if you were there.
Yes, you're following it. We can send
Yes.
videos, we can make pictures. I mean, on a daily basis, you can get pictures. Yes, you have a completely full idea. Today, we have technology.
Yes.
We have email. So there are many ways of being able to send and inform the client of what are we doing with their money.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking about an amount of money, important amount of money, and we have to justify this, and the client wants to know what are we doing for them.
Yes, and talking about money, one of the biggest problems people find with new builds is the budget, which can often spiral out of control. How do VIP homes deal with budget problems?
Well, budget problems. The problem of the budget, I would say, is not a problem. It depends who you're contracting. We always offer a closed price. If we agree on an amount, we stay to that amount. It's a closed price and a fixed price. Might be, some people say, higher than others, but others, not that we are higher, others are lower. And what others are doing is making it lower, try to have a low entrance price, and once they're in, then they start increasing. And at the end, it's more expensive, but you're caught, you cannot expand.
Yes.
And we offer a closed price, a fixed price, so that's why budget is not a problem, because we know exactly what has to be paid, when it has to be paid, and there's no surprises.
Yeah, that sounds great. And lastly, Miguel, I understand that VIP homes design and build several types of villas. Would you like to tell me a little bit about these?
Well, we have created our own villas. We have several types of villas. that can be created, all of them in a modern style to a reasonable price. You can build a complete villa with architect, with a project, with the EVI, so everything included, besides the plot, for something around 500,000 euros, which is way below the other market. How is this gained? Well, in a very easy way. It's controlling the cost, it's controlling the timing, reducing many small costs which are in the market. And to this, you can achieve a very, very reasonable price. So you can really have a villa plus a plot for less than 700,000 euros, which sometimes don't get anything less than 1 million.
No,
There's a big
I
difference.
agree, yes. And are these at various locations on the Costa del Sol? Or?
This can get built anywhere. Client needs to have a plot, and we can build it on his plot. Of course, some adaptations have to be done, but mainly this is done on any plot of the client, or we can find him a plot if he wishes.
Well, I think you've convinced me to have a new build. Thank you
Well,
very
you can
much.
also try. Thank you.